So the play centers around a character named Andrew Isaiah Malamer, who is more commonly known by, though most people don't know him, as the Tube Sock Killer, or TSK. He is, at the beginning of the play, starting over, sort of. He is trying to get back on his horse after falling off because of the one that got away.
So On the Nature of Stars is about a young man, Charlie, who wanders into a park in the middle of the night and runs into his ex, Elliot. And together they kind of talk about their past relationship and how faith has kind of shaped both of their journeys and where they are now in life. And they seek to answer the question, is there a God, and does he answer prayers?
My play is about a woman and her husband kind of having this disagreement about whether or not they should have children anymore, after the revelation that she had a miscarriage, and she thinks that her body is rejecting children, and she doesn't really want it anymore, and he is struggling to understand her point of view.
My play is the scene after a funeral where a man meets who is going to be his foster child for the first time, essentially.
One of the biggest pieces of inspiration for this piece was Neil Patrick Harris's Dr. Horrible Sing-Along blog. I was, around the time before writing this, had rewatched it, and it's just so much fun and really interesting to see having what is normally thought of as the villain or the antagonist portrayed as your protagonist, and you actually end up cheering for this bad person, quote unquote, to succeed. And I kind of played around with those two ideas of something that's really fun yet a little twisted and dark.
I think the question of faith has been huge for me as of late. That's kind of my own journey that I've been going on. So I really wanted to delve into what are other people's journeys looking like with faith, and with how strong their faith is, and what faith means to people. And so I think with Charlie, it's a lot about what do the stars mean to him, and are the stars visible? Can God see you?
I tend to write a lot about relationships and how miscommunication is a big part of that, and so communication is a huge part of relationships, and I like to write about how miscommunication and not being willing to understand one another can be a huge problem.
I was actually listening to music, and the lyrics in the song just put this picture in my head, and I really wanted to write it.
I wrote this last spring for our our final project in playwriting as a one-act play. And for concert reading, it's just going to be the first act of the one act.
It was for a playwriting class, and I believe it started as we had to write a 10-minute scene for our final, and I knew this was a topic that intrigued me.
I had started it from a previous assignment that we had done, and then realized that I really felt really strongly about the characters, and I knew that I wanted to keep the story going, and I wanted to finish and find out where we would end up. So I had adapted it from a smaller project into my larger 10-minute play.
I wrote it at the very beginning of playwriting, and the prompt was two people talking and an unexpected person comes in.
If you like Dr. Horrible Sing-Along blog, if you like dark humor, or if you just want to see something that's a little atypical, this is a really fun piece.
I'm really excited. This is one of the first times that a piece of mine has been shared in public, so it's nerve-wracking, but it's also really, really exciting.
It'll be a really cool night of having all of us have our plays being read. I'm super thankful for all the people that are taking time out of their lives and reading for me, because it'll be really, really great to hear the play out loud. And like I said, I'm super pumped for the great night of the rest of the plays.
I'm very excited to see it happen. It seems like a really great opportunity for a lot of theater students, especially once we get the ball rolling.